Welcome to Compass for Your Life, and this is your host, Mary Ladybird, creator of Wonder Space. This show is about healing your home and body using sacred Feng Shui. Harmonize your life by creating a harmonious home. Easy and fast ways to improve your life and create wonderful spaces. Let's inspire you to make the best of your space to create your best life possible. Get ready to enjoy this new perspective on home living. Hello, this is Mary Ladybird, and welcome to another episode. Today's episode is entitled Awakening to Darkness. We will be looking at redefining what dark truly means and how to use the darkness to embrace our whole selves. So to begin our talk about darkness, I want to take a moment to just notice where we are right now in this period of time. And for me, I'm in the northeast of the United States, and we're very much moved into winter. I'm recording this December 4th of 23, really feeling the effects of the darker days. And it's been kind of a theme that's been showing up not only for me, but for some of my clients. So I wanted to just, take a moment to think about this word that we know as dark and really find its true meaning again. Because I believe over time in history, we talk about dark periods and usually like wars and that sort of thing. Or society has trained us that, scary movies, all the boogeyman comes in the dark. Just kind of taking a moment to explore this concept and understand that maybe, just maybe, we need the dark as much as we need the light. I recently had a healing session where the person said, you have a dark spot in your heart that I had to send healing light to. And I went into fear. I'm like, a dark spot in my heart. I thought, that means something bad or that I was bad. And I realized that I needed to take a moment to stop and think about that and find out, is it really something that needed to be healed? Is it something that needed to be removed? Was it just fear and it was presenting itself as something else, as being a dark spot? Why are we always constantly associating darkness with something that's evil? Why is darkness something that's wrong? We have this world of duality, and from the Feng Shui perspective, it's yin and yang, and the dark part of the yin yang symbol is yin. And we're very much in a yin period in the Northeast. When we look at the yin and the yang, they see it as equals. They see it as equals. And the equals come together, creating the circle of infinity of oneness. And so the dark is very much needed. And I think that as we evolved, we've just kind of gotten lazy with our words, and we are now equating dark as being something bad. And I want to take this time now to, recognize with intention to take back that viewpoint of dark is equals bad. It wouldn't be part of the balance of our world. We wouldn't have the daytime and the nighttime. There's a reason why we have nighttime. Nighttime is a time for rest. It's the time for stillness. And And if you think about it, we bring that darkness, that stillness, that quietness into our daytime when we take time to meditate. In a way, in a sense, meditation is going into the stillness, into the darkness within us. And in that space, we really see our own light better. With the thanks to the darkness, we wouldn't be able to see our own light. We wouldn't have that illumination. So if you think about candlelight, you wouldn't be able to appreciate the light of the candle as much as if it wasn't in the dark. What makes the beauty of the light is the darkness that surrounds it. I do feel like we sometimes get really confused about this idea of darkness. And I want to make sure we have the vocabulary to talk about things in a more accurate sense. For example, our chakras. We have lower vibrational chakras. We have the root chakra, we have the solar plex, we have the sacral, which are a little bit slower vibrations than, let's say, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. But we don't ignore those other chakras just because they're in a lower vibration. That doesn't make them bad chakras. They're energy centers at different vibrations. And it's true that a lot of us in the spiritual community, or those that are trying to learn more about themselves and who they are, there's a sense out there that, oh, well, if it's a lower vibration, it's usually negative or it's bad. And that isn't always the case. And so, just as our chakras have all these different vibrational aspects to them, they're all part of us. We embrace all of our chakras as us. So why don't we embrace all the light of who we are and all the dark of who we are, and start to lean in to looking for and recognizing beauty in the dark. And, if there are times where you become fearful and it's nighttime or dark out, what is it? Is it the darkness that you're afraid of? Or is it something else? And I think if you look deep enough, you'll notice that, it's just fear. It doesn't relate to being in the dark at all. It can just be the fear of the unknown. And what does the darkness hold is space for maybe that feeling of being alone, not protected, of just unknown circumstances. What's going to happen to me? And it brings up these questions that may seem fearful, but it's not the dark causing the fear. It's the emptiness, the space that it allows you to go in to look at these deeper feelings and these deeper messages and accept them or resolve them. I do recognize, because I was also one of those childs, some of us more empathic children, or had, particular frightening experiences in the dark. I just want to note that I do believe those experiences are real, and I'm not disqualifying those experiences. And I think it's unfortunate that a lot of us are a little more susceptible to the opening of the veil in the yin time, in the nighttime, than we are in the daytime. However, it is just as possible to have these more nefarious entity experiences in the daytime as well, but for most of us, it happened during the night. And so therefore, the night became scary. The dark became scary. And I think taking some time to recognize this and appreciate the knowledge that came from those experiences, even if they were particularly frightening, that we learn and grow from everything. And the darkness can hold us in such a way that we can learn and grow just as much as the light. So I'm going to shift a little here, but I want to talk a little bit about negativity and how negativity is linked to darkness per se, in a sense of maybe emotions. So we have what's kind of considered a negative emotion, even though there is no such thing as that. We have grief, we have anger, greed, jealousy, sadness, just to name a few, that feel like heavier to deal with. You know, just thinking about those emotions. You know, anger is mean and scary and not good. And so can we also maybe think about these emotions without judging them, without judging the character as whether they are in this duality world bad or good? And honestly, a lot of my meditation of going within, going into the stillness and going into the darkness is I'm uncovering these hidden emotions that never got to be expressed. And I'm able to cry, I'm able to have rage, I'm able to feel sad or grief or jealous and see it and recognize it and release it. I think the dark kind of holds that in a space for us to be able to go there so we can come out the other side of that. So the dark very much holds this space for healing. And if you think about the, ancient times, there was gods and goddesses all around the darkness. So we have Kali. Kali is an Indian goddess who is very vengeful and very heavy and very angry and very will kick your butt type of energy. And you know what? There is a need for that. There is a need for Kali's darkness. There's also Lilith. There's also, you might have heard of green Tara. Well, there's also Tara that is black Tara. And she is here to help you remove negative emotions. Isn't that interesting? That a dark Tara, black Tara, is actually healing and not harmful. Take a look at that if you're interested in going deeper within those traditions and noticing that there are many animations of ourselves. We aren't just one. We have all these different qualities to being human. And a lot of us are spiritual bypassing. We are just being like, nope, I just need to be light. I just need to be high vibration. I am just, anything that's dark, it's not good. So I'm not going to look at it. And there's going to be a limited amount of growth from taking that path. So I want to really open up for everyone today the idea of darkness as beauty, darkness as healing, and find these little appreciations for the darkness. When you're lighting up your Christmas tree at night, notice how the darkness allows for the funnel of light coming from the Christmas tree lights. Or perhaps when you're lighting your Hanukkah menorah, or whatever tradition that is in this yin time where you light candles. This is very similar to the time when we die and we see the tunnel of light. I know they see the tunnel of light. Well, what's holding that tunnel of light? It's the darkness around it. Going through this dark tunnel into the light. It's connected, guys. It's totally connected. And what we need to do in our next phase, in our next evolution, is, and this is just, my perspective, of course, is to integrate both sides, to become the yin and the yang, to find that spot where they touch, where they integrate, where all becomes one. And this is your center point. This is your balance. And in order to have balance, you need to balance both the light and the dark and embrace both. Embrace the darkness and you will grow. So what does the dark want you to know? Maybe sitting in stillness, ask yourself, what part of me are darker aspects of my humanity? What have I tried to hide from myself about who I am? And accept and embrace those mistakes, because the mistakes are actually just learnings. And this is a learning planet. This is a healing planet. We need the darkness so we can understand the brightness of our light and how we shine. And I will leave you with I'm not sure if it's a poem, but it was definitely a download of sorts, a channel, more about how to do this, how to embrace the dark, how to find the beauty and the stillness in this beautiful yin time of year, balancing out the yang months of our summer, slowing down, looking inward, and learning and growing, and seeing that hermit light leading our path forward. The dark is light, just not as bright. The dark defines the light, so we can see it clearly. We need the dark as much as the light. We need its mystery, its beauty. Let's reprogram or deprogram the wrong from right. It's in the dark that we see our own light. Be free from this need. Be free to see, like the night owl, the wisdom's howl. Who is in the darkness in your heart? What do they look like? Perhaps a frightened child? No longer needs to hide? There are no more demons in the dark? Release those ideas from your heart. Allow the darkness to heal these. They are part of the dis-ease. Send the demons love as you become brave to unlock their cage. They cannot harm you. They cannot disarm you. Be not in fear. The dark I clear, I cleanse out the abyss of our human collective consciousness. I am the void that holds the tunnel of light. I am the bridge. Peace does not come from just moving towards the light. It comes from knowing the wholeness of our dark and our light, creating a space of balance, a harmony. Harmony is peace. And I will leave you guys with this. How do you want to feel about the darkness in your heart? Where do you want to start? Looking, exploring, feeling acceptance, and sending it love? As we move through these winter months and into the new year, almost resetting in a way. Again, it's all about coming back to balance. So my wish for you all is to be centered and imbalanced and whole and accepting all sorts of parts of who you are or who you think you might be. It's all about the perception and how we see. Many blessings and happy holidays. And make your space a wonder space. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please take a moment to leave a review or support this podcast by subscribing. Visit wonderspacefengshui.com for events and other offerings. Thanks for listening and see you in the next episode.